Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. Imagine a life hanging by a thread, a young, talented actor fighting for every breath, and the very person sworn to save him chooses to let him slip away. Today we uncover the shocking truth behind Menglong's last moments. Moments that could have been saved, yet were deliberately denied. Stay with us at Update X24H as we reveal the story that shocked the world. Briefly introduce Menglong, a rising star full of promise, admired by millions. Set the stage: a tragic accident from the 5th floor, which could have ended differently. Emphasize emotional stakes: survival was possible, but the decisions made in the emergency room sealed his fate. The morning light seeped coldly through the hospital windows, casting a sterile glow over the trauma bay as Menglong was rushed in. Despite the fall from the 5th floor, a fragile thread of life remained. A chance, however slim, had emerged from the chaos. The scaffolding bar he had snagged had absorbed part of the impact, sparing him from immediate death. This detail, hidden from the public until now, was the thin line between life and an untimely end. His body, battered and contorted, bore the unmistakable marks of a violent impact. Limbs twisted unnaturally, bruises marbled his torso, and every shallow breath seemed to be a protest against the overwhelming pain. Yet amidst the suffering, there was an undeniable spark of resilience. The medical team moved quickly, executing protocol with practiced precision, yet each intervention felt like racing against a merciless clock. Intubation, intravenous fluids, and carefully calculated medications were administered in rapid succession, a desperate effort to stabilize organs that had begun to falter. In those moments, the possibility of survival was not a distant hope, it was tangible. Every heartbeat, every shallow inhalation, carried with it the potential for recovery. The young actor's body, though severely damaged, had the capacity to endure, to cling to life if given the right support and urgency. It was a moment where the human body's resilience met the fine line between skill and fate. Even as the team worked, the fragility of the situation was palpable. Each second stretched with the weight of consequence. Yu's eyes flickered with fleeting awareness, a silent testament to the life that stubbornly refused to fade. In that liminal space between catastrophe and survival, the smallest intervention could tip the balance. The tension in the room, the rhythm of monitors, the controlled movements of nurses and junior doctors, all pointed to a singular truth: a young life hung in the balance. It was a rare, precious window in which determination, skill, and circumstance aligned, offering Menglong a chance to endure beyond the fall. Every breath he drew, every tiny movement of his body, became an emblem of hope in the midst of calamity, a testament to what could have been had fate and intention converged in his favor. If you want, I can rewrite the other segments in the same emotionally deep, flowing style to create a full immersive narrative script ready for YouTube. Do you want me to continue with that? As Menglong lay on the stretcher, barely clinging to life, the atmosphere in the trauma bay was tense with urgency. Nurses and junior doctors moved swiftly, each action precise and rehearsed, yet unseen beneath the surface. A shadow loomed over the room. Dr. Chan Gua, the attending physician, assumed control with a calm, almost clinical demeanor, masking intentions that diverged sharply from the noble oath he had sworn. While others worked with unrelenting urgency to stabilize Yu, Chen's hands moved deliberately, measured in ways that subtly impeded recovery. Oxygen was provided but insufficient, intravenous fluids trickled slowly, and life-saving medications were administered in doses too small to reverse the body's deterioration. To an outsider, it appeared as standard emergency care, yet each choice was a silent act of sabotage. Yu's chest rose in shallow, uneven breaths, and his fingers twitched with involuntary spasms as his body fought against trauma and pain. Every instinct, every attempt to reach for air, to respond to the team's care, was met with restraint rather than support. Chen's eyes scanned the monitors, appearing detached and analytical, yet beneath that facade lay calculated control. Even when nurses suggested interventions that could have stabilized you, he delayed, citing minor protocol details, each moment of hesitation designed to let opportunity slip further away. The young actor's struggle became a painful ballet of endurance and obstruction, his fragile hope bending against the invisible hand that restricted it. The irony was cruel: a body teeming with resilience, still capable of surviving under competent care, yet deliberately denied the chance. In the orchestration of the emergency room, urgency and despair collided, yet one man's calculated restraint manipulated the rhythm. Machines beeped warnings, blood pressure hovered at perilously low levels, and oxygen saturation dipped dangerously. But the interventions that could have reversed the decline were intentionally muted. In these moments, Yu's vulnerability was laid bare, and his determination to live contrasted sharply with the quiet, controlled inaction surrounding him. Every shallow breath, every flicker of consciousness, became both a testament to human endurance and a reminder of the deliberate forces working against survival. In this suspended space between life and death, the hidden dynamics of trust and authority revealed themselves. What should have been a coordinated struggle to preserve life became a theater of obstruction. Menglong's plight highlighted the profound power of choice within moments that define fate. Even amid the chaos of emergency medicine, intention, malicious or benevolent, can transform the trajectory of survival, turning possibility into tragedy in ways the world seldom sees. Beneath the clinical calm of the trauma bay, the true forces shaping Menglong's fate remained hidden, invisible to those who trusted in the sanctity of care. Dr. Chan Gua, outwardly composed and methodical, operated with a dark precision that betrayed his oath. Every decision he made was no longer about preserving life, but about ensuring it would be denied. The motivations behind his actions were not abstract or accidental. They were rooted in a web of greed, coercion, and authority. A high-ranking official had placed instructions in his hands, and a bribe funneled discreetly into a family account made the choice personal, binding, and deliberate. The life of a young man, full of promise, had been transformed into a transaction where power dictated outcome and morality was sacrificed. As Yu struggled against the suffocating weight of his injuries, every attempt at breath and every fleeting flicker of consciousness became a silent testament to his resilience. Yet, for each struggle, Chen's measured restraint ensured that the young actor's efforts were met not with aid, but with calibrated inaction. Oxygen was restricted, fluids slowed, medications withheld or underdosed, all meticulously orchestrated to prolong suffering while blocking recovery. To the untrained eye, his presence was professional and steady. To those attuned to nuance, every pause, every deliberate delay whispered of malice. Yu's body, capable of withstanding more, fought valiantly, yet the invisible chains of corruption and intention tightened inexorably around him. This was more than simple negligence or an isolated lapse in judgment. It was an embodiment of systemic manipulation. The juxtaposition of life clinging fiercely to existence and malice carefully engineered to extinguish it created a tension that was almost unbearable to witness. It forced a confrontation with uncomfortable truths: that power can corrupt the very roles meant to protect, that trust can be weaponized, and that vulnerability in the wrong hands can become a death sentence. Menglong's struggle illuminated these cruel realities, showing that resilience alone is insufficient when countered by deliberate obstruction. In these moments, the trauma bay became both a stage and a battlefield, where human endurance met calculated cruelty. Every shallow breath, every heartbeat that could have signaled recovery was intercepted by malice. The story of Yu's final hours was not only a tragedy of circumstance but a chilling portrait of intent, a reminder that sometimes, the gravest dangers emerge not from accident or injury, but from the hands entrusted to save. The convergence of human ambition, greed, and moral compromise had sealed his fate, leaving an indelible mark on all who would come to know the truth. Describe Menglong's last breaths, highlighting both pain and courage. New perspective: compare his struggle to other heroic moments in real life where survival depended on timely human intervention. Emphasize the emotional gravity: a life so bright, full of dreams and potential, was extinguished not by chance, but by deliberate betrayal. Encourage viewers to reflect. What if courage alone isn't enough? What if the system you trust fails you? Show the broader effect on fans, colleagues, and society. Introduce a fresh idea. Discuss how raising awareness about accountability in healthcare and institutions can prevent similar tragedies. Call for empathy. Menglong's story is more than tragedy. It's a lesson in vigilance, compassion, and standing up for what is right. Highlight inspiration even in the darkest moments. Public awareness and advocacy can bring justice and change. Recap: Menglong's survival was possible, yet stolen due to deliberate actions. Encourage viewers to reflect, share, and discuss responsibly, keeping the focus on awareness and positive change. Subscribe plug. If this story moved you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join Update X24H. Click the bell to stay updated on the most shocking, inspiring, and thought-provoking stories from around the world. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.